Mane, my sister is Mane, my own flesh and blood. The curse of Oedipus our father hangs like a yoke of torment round our necks. Today, that curse belongs to us. Unhappiness, calamity, disgrace, and shame. Now with the morning sun, a new day's pain. Creon's proclamation. What rumors have you heard?
I have not heard a word, Antigone. Not since the two of us were robbed of our dear brothers. Both gone in a day, a double blow. I know nothing more, whether our luck has improved or ruin is still to come.
I thought so. That's why I brought you out here, past the gates, so you could hear in private.
What's the matter? Trouble, clearly. You sound so dark, so grim.
We had two brothers, both equal in our love. But now, by proclamation, Creon honors one and shames the other. Antigone is buried with solemn rite and ceremony. But Polynices, by royal decree, is left unwept, unmourned, unburied, and condemned to feed the birds of prey that swoop and feast upon his naked body. And to this place, newly crowned Creon comes today, threatening us with public execution, death by stoning, if we disobey a single word of his decree. Is Mane, my sister, my flesh. The blood of Polynices runs in both our veins. Are you worthy of your birth?
What would you have me do?
What you must do. Join with me in burying our brother.
Would you defy the law?
Would you betray our brother?
It is forbidden by Creon's proclamation.
No edict can be stronger than our blood.
Think, Antigone. Remember our brothers. Two brothers on one day destroyed, spilling their blood and sharing their fate. Antigone, we alone still live. If we break the law and die for it, our shame would last forever. Remember, we are women. We were not made to battle men. The rulers now are stronger than the ruled. We must obey, then seek forgiveness from the dead. What use are senseless gestures of revolt?
No more. Be still. The moment has passed when you could join with me. But I will bury him, and I will welcome death in doing it. To rest beside my brother's corpse, his love embracing mine. I will commit a crime against the laws of men, but you defy the gods. To please the living is a passing thing. In death, we dwell forever.
I would do them no dishonor, but I must obey the law. It is too strong.
A weak excuse. My hands could lift the earth above my brother's body.
Oh, Antigone, I'm afraid.
I know.
For you.
Look to your own destiny. I will suffer mine.
I will tell no one of your plan. I promise you.
Then I will hate you all the more for it. Go tell the world. Shout it in the streets.
Passion is not power. You will fail, Antigone.
And when I fail, but not before.
Why start a journey to a hopeless place?
One more word and you will earn my hate. Two more and the dead will haunt you day and night. Now go away. If I am mad, then leave me to my madness. There are worse fates for me than dying brave.
If you love beyond reason, I cannot save your life. But rest assured, wild, irrational as you are, my sister, you are truly dear to the ones who love you.
Golden chariot,
Radiant sun, eye of the golden day, glory to the dawn's first light, that burned the terror of the night, that drove the Argos' army's might, down the 7 gates of Thebes.
In the night, the army of Polynices, like an eagle thirsting for our blood, circled the gates of Thebes.
Swooping, soaring, diving, plunging, mouth open wide, blood spears for teeth, circling the 7 gates of Thebes.
Polynices' army scaled the walls and climbed upon our towers, shouting,
"Triumph! Conquest!"
boasts that angered Zeus. Zeus drowned their shouts in thunder. Zeus severed their pride with a lightning bolt. Down,
Down the mighty army fell, a burning eagle, circling, falling, twisting, trailing fire, flame, and pitch, screaming vengeance in voices thick with blood, splintered bodies in the dust.
vengeance from Zeus, the great war god. At 6 Theban gates, battles fought and won. But at the seventh gate, no victory. 2 brothers fought. Polynices, exiled son, striving to steal the throne, battled his brother, Antigone, favored son of Thebes. Each tasted the other's blood and shared a feast of death between them. Now,
Victory with her glorious name has come, bringing joy to well-armed Thebes. The battle is done. Let our temples ring with night-long rejoicing and dancing.
look, here's Creon, new king of our land.
My friends, countrymen, citizens of Thebes, our ship of state, though pounded hard by waves of war, has found safe harbor, thanks to the gods. Today, from all the citizens of Thebes, I have summoned you because I know how well you have shown respect to the eternal powers of the throne. First, loyal to old King Laius in his time. Then, loyal to Oedipus, his son, all throughout his reign. And when he died, you each pledged unflinching loyalty to Eteocles and Polynices, his ill-fated sons. Now, those sons of Oedipus are dead. Yesterday, in a single hour, pierced by a double shaft of fate, brother murdered brother. Now it is my turn. As I am next in blood, I must take the crown, and with it, all the power of state. Let us now begin. I here proclaim, Eteocles, you who died most nobly fighting for our city Thebes, you shall be buried gloriously, with all funeral rites and rituals, crowned with a hero's honor.
Hear, hear!
As for Polynices, your so-called brother, from exile he returned to ravage his native land, to burn our temples, to drink the blood of those of us that he could not first enslave. For him, this is my edict. None shall honor him. None shall mourn his death. He will lie unburied until his flesh is torn by angry birds and furious dogs crack his bones to dust. A clear reminder of his shameful fate. This is the law.
King Creon, the power is yours to enforce the laws, both for the dead and all of us, the living.
See to it then, and execute what has been proclaimed.
My lord, these are old men, Give that task to the younger ones.
I do not mean that, wife. Sentries have been appointed as guardians of the body.
Then what would you have these men do?
They must give no support to whoever breaks this law.
We may be old, but we do not dream of death.
Death is the price that you would pay. Remember that.
My lord, I stand now, breathless from running here. My journey was a long, slow road, with many fits and starts. Many times I turned around. My feet refused to move. But though my feet wouldn't move, my mind raced on and spoke to me in double voice. "Slow down, you fool! You're racing to your death!" When I turned, the other voice attacked me. "If Creon hears your news from someone else, you'll end up just as dead. Fate has chosen to encircle me with death. I have no choice, so here I stand."
Your terror does not interest me. I want to hear your news.
And I will tell it soon. But first, in my defense, I did not do it. I did not see it done. So I am blameless.
Then why are you afraid? Your news is bad?
The worst news I could tell.
Out with it! Come to the point. Your presence tires me.
The body, Polynices' body, has been buried.
What?
Not buried, but sprinkled with fine dust, as if all rites and proper ceremonies had been performed on it.
Who would dare do it? Tell me, now!
I have no answer for you, I swear it. There were no tracks, no signs, no trace of beast or man. The earth around the body was unbroken, hard, and smooth. There was nothing but the body and the shroud of sacred dust protecting it from the sun's first light. We searched and found no clues. Finally, one man spoke up and said, "We must go to Creon with this news." We drew lots, and I lost. So, here I am, a messenger doomed by the news he brings.
King Creon, can it be that this is the hand of the gods?
Not one more word from you. Are you so old that time has petrified your brains? Why should the gods be mindful of the corpse, whose living body led an army here to devastate their temples, break their laws, and steal their treasures? Do you believe the gods exalt the evil deeds of men? No, not now, not ever. I see rebellion in this act. Disobedience, sedition, and revolt. Defiance of the law, resistance to my just government and power. And what is the reason? Money. Money is the root of this transgression. Who paid you? Tell me, now. For here and now, I swear to great God Zeus, listen to this oath. You will find the man who did this crime, or I will hang you, slowly, so that you swing and gasp and choke by inches till you confess the truth or learn by dying the cost of your deceit.
May I speak a word before I go?
Your voice offends me.
My voice may grate upon your ears, but it is the deed that cuts into your soul.
You talk too much.
Maybe, but I have done nothing.
Sold your soul for some silver, that's what you've done.
How dreadful it is when the right judge judges wrong.
Your figures of speech may entertain you now, but unless you bring me the man, you'll get little profit from them in the end.
Bring me the man. I'd like nothing better than bringing him the man.
bring him or not, you have seen the last of me here. At any rate, I am safe now.
Wonder.
Wonder is man. Wonder the fruit man brings from the earth. From harvest to harvest, with mule team and plow, season to season, milking abundance from great goddess earth. Wonder is man.
Wonder.
Wonder is man. Wonder the path man cuts through the seas, through angry gray waves, violent and howling, roaring and raging, through towering waves capped white with foam. Wonder is man.
Wonder.
Wonder is man. Wonder man's speech, man's thought and quick mind, man's passion for reason, the cities he's built, disease man has vanquished. Death alone conquers all. Wonder is man.
Oh gods! I pray my eyes tell falsehoods to my soul. This young girl is Antigone, wretched child with a wretched father, Oedipus. They bring you in like a prisoner, child. Why? Tell us. Did you break the law of our new king?
She did. We caught her in the very act of burying the body.
Has your obsession led you now to madness?
It has. Where is King Creon?
Look, he returns.
You again? Is this the last time you will speak?
My king, I kneel before you unfaithful to my oath. I swore I never would return to face again the power of your rage. Yet here I stand, and with me here, this girl. I stand before you, witness to her crime. I saw her burying Polynices' body, as did we all. Take her then, question her, judge her as you will. I am through with the whole thing now, and glad of it.
But this is Antigone. Why have you brought her here?
She was burying him, I tell you.
Is this the truth?
I saw her with my own eyes. Could I say more?
The details. Come, tell me quickly.
I will tell you all I know. I left here with terror beating in my brain. But as my duty bid me, I returned to see the body. One by one, each sentry picked away the grains of sand and bits of dirt, stripping the shroud of dust from the broken, naked corpse. And then we rested on a nearby hill, the corpse downwind, so that we would not taste the smell of it. Every man remained on guard and vigilant. The sun burned overhead, blazing heat upon us all. Then suddenly, a vortex from the sky twisted to the earth, raising up a storm of dust that blinded us and stripped the shaking branches of their leaves. This chaos ended suddenly, as fast as it began. And as it cleared, we heard a plaintive moan, as if a wounded bird, returning to its nest, had found it shredded, empty of her young. We saw a figure standing beside the body, howling in agony and lamentation. We heard her curse those who had defiled the corpse. And then, with handfuls of dry dust, we saw her dress the body, and from an urn of bronze, pour water once, then twice, and then again, a funeral libation to the dead. In a moment, we surrounded her. Unafraid, she turned to us, and when we challenged her, she did not deny her crime. She boasted of it. That moment filled me with sweetness and with pain. I take no pleasure in the trouble of a child, but I cannot forget the danger I am in. I must seek safety for my own life.
You, with your eyes fixed to the ground, speak up. Look straight into my face. Now answer this man's charge.
All that he has said I here confess. There is nothing he has said that I deny.
I acquit you of the charge of treason. You are free to go. Antigone, did you hear my proclamation? Were you aware of my edict that made your act a crime?
I heard your words, your edict, and your proclamation.
And still you chose to violate the law?
Your law, not the sacred law. The gods that rule among the dead have issued no such proclamation. You cannot erase the laws unwritten, change the unchanging laws of heaven. Eternity is beyond the bounds of time, beyond today or yesterday, beyond forever. God's laws were there before the birth of man. Should I fear you more than I should fear the gods? I know I shall die. I welcome death without a tear or sorrow. But to leave the body of my mother's son, unmourned, torn, and rotting in the sun, that would cause true pain. You call me a fool? You are the fool. I've been accused of folly by a fool.
She is defiant, like her father, Oedipus. In the face of danger, she has not learned submission.
She will learn. Today. Those without power should not flaunt their pride. Pride in breaking our just laws. Pride to boast of your offense and laugh at us. If I were to excuse your crime, then you would be king, not I. You are my sister's daughter, as close to me by blood as any living. But you will die. You will not escape, nor will your sister. Guard! Bring Ismene here. I saw her in the palace, screaming, raving, driven mad by her own guilt. The guilty cannot hide their guilt. It is imprinted on their face. Your face convicts you. I hate your crime, but more than that, I hate the glory that you've taken it.
You want me dead?
That is all I want.
Then kill me now. Why wait? But as I live, I will speak words of glory and of honor when I say to my brother, I have buried you. Speak, all you men. Make him hear the truth. Fear and terror, lock your mouths in silence. You have quickly learned the luxury of power. There is nothing a tyrant cannot do.
In all of Thebes, none but you would call me a tyrant.
Many share my thoughts, but dare not speak.
And all of Thebes is wrong, but you are right? Have you no shame?
What shame is there to honor a dead brother?
Your brother was a traitor who murdered his own brother. Think on that.
One mother and one father gave life to both of them.
When you grace a traitor's grave, you bring disgrace on your brother Eteocles, who died for Thebes. A hero.
In death, my brother would forgive.
Forgive a traitor that took his life?
Polynices was his brother.
A brother that betrayed his city and his brother.
Death makes us all the same. Death demands we honor both.
The good we honor. The wicked we condemn.
I love them both and will not bend to hate.
Then join them there and love them both in hell. No woman rules this kingdom while I live.
You see before you now her sister, Ismene. Grief has stained the shadows of her face. Her tears are for her sister.
You, a serpent in my house. You believed me of my strength, and with your sister, conspired to destroy my throne and power. Now's the time. Confess your part in burying the body, or swear your innocence.
If you will share your guilt with me, I will here confess. I was accomplice and partner in the crime.
No! Justice must be pure. I begged, but she refused to help. I did the work alone.
But I'm proud to stand beside you now. Let me share your danger and your pain.
The god of death and those who dwell below know well I did the work alone. I asked for deeds, and you gave me empty words.
Sister, let me die with you. Together we will bring honor to the dead.
No, my death alone will be enough.
And when you're gone, what life is left to me?
I leave you Creon to protect and feed.
Do you find strength in taunting me?
No, I only feel pain.
Then let me help you. What can I do to help you even now?
Stay alive. Save yourself. I do not grudge you your survival.
I want to share your fate.
You cannot do it. You have chosen life. I choose to die.
I share your guilt.
It is my fate to serve the dead. My soul died long ago.
You are sick with madness, the both of you. You by choice. You since birth.
Cruelty will drive the sane insane. She is my sister. I cannot live and see her die.
Her? She is dead already.
What? But she is betrothed to marry your own son, Hemon.
My son will find another wife.
The two of them are deeply bound in love.
A worthless wife for my good son?
Sweet Hemon, your father usurps your marriage rights.
Enough! No more from you. I have grown weary of your marriage talk.
Will you really take this bride from your only son?
Death will do it for me. Break off their marriage.
You've decided then? Antigone must die?
Yes, it is decided. Guards, confine them to their rooms. I have known brave men to run from death. These women must not stray. Waste no more time. Imprison them inside. I want them dead. Today.
Blessed are those free of trouble. Blessed are those free from ruin. They are few. They are few. Doomed are the many, marked by the gods, to live lives rich in pain. Shake the house. Shake the house of Oedipus. From the churning chasms of a dark, dark sea, wave upon wave smashes the shore. An endless wave of trouble, mother to daughter, father to son, wave upon wave of affliction. Shake the house. Shake the house of Oedipus. Look, here is Hemon, Creon's only son. He grieves for the loss of his bride, Antigone.
Do not speak of what you do not know. You are not an oracle. If it is so, let Hemon tell me himself. My son, do you come here hating me for the decree I have pronounced on your intended bride? Or am I still your father?
You are always still my father, and I am still your son. I am guided by the wisdom of your judgment. No marriage can outweigh the worth of your good government.
My son, my most precious son, the son who disobeys his father's judgment is worthless, bringing to his father's scorn and endless trouble. You have learned obedience to your father's will. A father with a son like you is blessed. My son, lust is not love. Do not confuse the two. The arms of this traitor in your bed will in time turn your passion cold. She is your enemy. An enemy is poison. Spit her out. She chose to disobey the law. Am I now to betray that law? Are the people to call me a liar? No. She must now die. I must rule my family with firm justice. I am the ruler of this city. All of my laws, just or unjust, all of my decrees, great or small, must be obeyed.
Father, reason is God's crowning gift to man, and you were right to warn me against losing mine. I have no skill, no right, no need to say that you misjudge. But with good intentions, it might be said by others. Father, I am your son. I can listen to the world and hear its discontent. I am your ears, your eyes, to see the shadows of the common people, to hear their whispers in the dark, the words they dare not say for fear of retribution. They are terrified of you, to stand here face to face. But in every corner of the city, I hear these shadows speak. They grieve for this young girl, for her innocence. I hear their whispers in the dark.
Her brother died in battle. She buried him.
To keep him whole against the hunger of wild dogs and birds of prey, she buried him.
Creon should anoint her with a crown of gold, not summon her to death.
Father, I rejoice in your success. I celebrate your glory. You are my father. I am your son. I beg you now to reason. No man can say the world is always wrong. There is a kind of man who thinks that all great words of wisdom belong to him alone. But unwrap his mind. Test him. Break him open. You will find him empty. It may be wise to yield.
Bend or break. Bend or break. Bend or break. A tree caught in a savage flood may live by yielding. The branches that resist are broken. The roots are torn. Bend or break. Bend or break. Bend or break.
A sail pulled tight will shred, the boat will overturn, the captain down below, the ship's keel pointed to the sky.
Bend or break. Bend or break. Bend or break.
Father, I beg you, give up your anger. Allow your heart to change. Although I am young, I know that I speak sense.
You would do well, my lord, to learn from him, and you, my boy, from him. You are both talking sense.
What kind of a man must beg a boy to be his tutor?
The kind of man that judges words, not age.
I have judged your words. They boast of treason.
Then you misjudge.
The disease of treason has infected her.
She is no traitor. Listen, the citizens of Thebes deny her guilt.
Am I now ruled by thieves?
Listen to their voice.
I hear one voice. My voice now rules this city.
This city is not yours alone to rule.
The law demands that the king alone shall rule.
What a splendid king you will make on a deserted island. You and you alone.
You fight now for a woman.
Then you are now a woman. I fight for you.
And you defy your father.
I defy what is unjust in you, my father.
I defend the right of kingship and just rule.
There is no defense when you betray the God's law.
She owns you now. You are accomplice in her crime.
Sin is not a crime. I plead for you, and for myself, and for the spirits of the dead.
She will be dead before you marry her.
If she must die, she will not die alone.
And now you threaten me? Boy,
how can I threaten you? The sharpest sword cannot cut a mind that is empty of all sense.
Be careful, boy. My will can cut you too.
You are mad. So would I tell the world, were you not my father?
Enough! No words. You will pay for taunting me. Guards, bring her out. Bring the woman here. The bridegroom waits for her to stand beside him. Here she will stand, to die. And we will let you watch.
I will never see her die. And I will never see your face again. Rage, great king, great crimes commit. Rage at your friends and slaves who must submit.
There is danger in the anger of the young.
Let him go. Let him dream up something desperate. He cannot save those girls from their death.
Both of them? You mean to kill them both?
You are right. Not both. Ismene's hands are clean.
And for Antigone, what kind of death exactly do you have in mind for her?
In a place of desolation, a place without footsteps, I will find a cave, a vault of stone to bury her in. I will seal her from the light and bury her alive. In that tomb beneath the earth, let her pray to Hades, Let the god of death remove the stones and set her free.
Look now. The law forbids our tears, and yet we weep. Here is Antigone. She walks a walk we all must make. But her destiny is now. Her bridal chamber, a vault of stone. Her bridegroom, death.
I have begun a journey without end, across a darkened river, an endless path to silence and to sleep. No wedding day, no glorious hymn. I see the sun's last light. Today, I lie down with my bridegroom, death.
Your death will bring you glory.
Your death will bring you fame.
Death chooses other mortals.
But you have chosen death.
Not by sickness.
Not by war.
You have chosen death by law, the law in your own image.
You go to death by choice.
Are you so great and rich, you men, that you mock me before I am dead?
You dare too much. You went too far.
Are you so great and rich, you men, that you forget injustice?
You threw yourself against the throne of justice, and there you fell.
I call upon my only allies, fire, earth, and water, to remember this injustice.
The crime of Oedipus, your father, stains your blood.
The sin of my mother and father, their sin now falls on me. My brother also cursed. His death destroyed my life. No pity for my pain. I joined the house of Oedipus in the dark.
Your pious deed demands our praise, but you defy the law.
The king must rule according to the law.
Your own blind will has been your ruin. Your passion has betrayed you.
Let them drag me to my death. I stand, and through my tears, I look for one last time upon the sun. Friendless, unwed, unwept, but resolute, I die alone.
Enough! If howls and moans could postpone death, all men would wail forever. Lament and shed your tears. Fate cannot see or hear you now. Guards, take her now to her new home, the one beneath the earth.
Take me to my prison, my forever bridal bed of stone, the one beneath the earth. There, I hope to find my father and my mother waiting for me, and Antigone, my brother. They know me well, all three. At their 3 graves, I cleaned the 3 pale bodies with fire, earth, and water, with prayer and reverence. I did no more for Polynices, but for that love, I now must die. Great Creon has repaid my love with death. Is this now the order of things? Is virtue now transgression? What sacred law have I defied? If I have sinned, the gods should make me suffer. But if the sin is yours, I pray for you, great Creon, a punishment as deep and rich as mine.
She has not changed. Relentless anger has made a tempest of her mind.
No more delay.
City of Thebes, at last my time for death has come. You men so great and rich, look hard on me, the last heartbeat of a line of kings, the last of the house of Oedipus. Consider my pain and judge the kind of men who make these laws, and judge my crime. I die for reverence.
Endure, endure, suffer, accept. Endure, endure, suffer, accept. Endure, endure, suffer, accept.
Not wealth, not war, not ships on great seas can deliver you from fate. Endure, endure, suffer, accept. Endure, endure, suffer, accept. Endure, endure, suffer, accept.
Look,
Here's Tiresias, prophet of Thebes.
I have come to speak to those who would rule Thebes.
You have traveled far, Tiresias. To tell us what?
You will hear my words, but you must listen,
I have always listened and been guided by you.
and done well.
I owe you much.
Remember that, and listen. Today you walk the razor's edge of fate.
Such words from one as wise as you could make a weak man tremble. Tell us all you see.
I will speak to you of divination and seeing in the dark. In a grove there sits an ancient chair, surrounded day and night by swarms of birds. And in that chair I sit and listen to their secrets. Today I heard a scream. No, not a scream. A shriek, a cry, a savage call of hatred. I could feel the birds, the frenzied beating of their wings, the claws ripping flesh, the sharp teeth dripping blood, piercing for the kill, and I was afraid. At a sacrificial altar, I rushed to make a blazing fire. But when I placed my offering in searing white-hot flame, it would not burn. From thighs to bubbling fat and meat slid into hissing embers, leaving bones unburned, bare and white. Why has this sickness now infested Thebes? You are the cause. The cause is you. Our sacrificial altars are polluted by the animals that feast on Polynices' unburied body. The gods will not accept our prayers. The cause is you. You are the cause. Now take these things to heart, my son, as a warning. No man is free from fault, but once a wrong is done, a man can turn his back on folly if he tries to make amends. Stubbornness brands you for stupidity. Pride is a crime. My son, I say this because I wish only good. I speak from wisdom. I offer you release.
You old man. You are a fortune teller who buys and sells divinations to those who pay the most. You look to make a profit on you. Me. Who's paying you? You cannot buy me. I will not sell Polynices' body for all the gold of Sardis.
Wisdom cannot be bought or sold.
Stupidity, it seems, is given free.
So you make it seem.
I will not descend to answer your abuse.
It is I who must descend to answer your abuse. You were the first to call my visions lies.
Prophets lie for gold. It is your way.
As tyrants reach for power,
I am your king. Remember that.
what city would be left for you to rule without my wisdom?
Your virtue is not equal to your skill. You are corrupt.
Do not make me tell you everything I see. There are secrets better left unsaid.
Tell them. Or do you only work for gold?
Be careful. There is no profit in my words for you.
Nor will you profit in your words to me. You cannot buy my honor with deceit.
Then listen. I will tell you what I see. Before the sun can set and rise 3 times, death will pay for death. Your son, who started life in the warm blood deep inside you, will be dead. Murder will be paid. You have overturned the order of the gods. You have sealed a living soul beneath the earth, while corpses lie on the ground, naked and unblessed, denied by your decree a covering of dust. You have robbed the spirits of the shadow world. You have shown them disrespect, and they will punish you. Avenging spirits will rise from hell and descend from heaven and entangle you in an endless net of pain. I am never wrong. Pain will pay for pain. You will not escape.
king. He warns you of destruction soon to come.
I know. I am afraid. But I cannot yield. I am the king. Yet, what if I resist? The doom he sees for me is endless. My mind is torn.
Hair that once was black has now turned white. In all that time, he never has been wrong.
I know, but I defend the law. No one is above the law. How can I surrender the passion of my heart?
Be warned. You stand now on the razor's edge of fate. One more mistake and you will fall forever.
To yield is hard, but I fear I do not have the strength to war with fate. Tell me, each of you, what should I do?
Yield! Release Antigone from a mountain prison!
Bury Polynices with the dead!
And do it now with your own hands.
Before it is too late! Time is running out!
Release her. Yes. Free her. Yes. I'll go myself and do it. With my own hands. Follow me with axes, spades, and picks to open up the mountain prison before it is too late. And since I have imprisoned her, I will tear away each stone with my own hands to set her free. The gods will crush you when they are betrayed. Eternal laws of ancient gods must be obeyed.
Dionysus.
Known by many names, you were born to Zeus. You chose our city, Thebes, to be your home. Now help us, Dionysus. Heal us. Dionysus, Dionysus, protector of our city, Thebes. Stars flame and burst to honor you. Voices sing the night. Now help us, Dionysus. Heal us. Dionysus, Dionysus, protector of our city, Thebes.
Citizens of Thebes, listen. All life is changed. In a moment, fate can rise a man up to glory or throw him down to ruin. Who here did not envy Creon? Yesterday, an hour ago, he saved our city Thebes. We crowned him king, all-powerful king, proud father of a noble son. Now, nothing. All is lost. All joy is lost.
What new sorrow do you bring us? Tell us your news.
2 are dead. The guilty one still lives.
Name the dead and the murderer. Now.
Hemon is dead. Murdered by one whose blood is royal.
The blood of both are royal. Did Creon kill him? Or did Hemon take his own life?
Hemon held the sword, raging mad with his father for the death.
Tiresias! Oh, great seer! You saw it all. You said it would be so.
That is all we have to tell you.
Wait! Look! Eurydice, wife of Creon, is coming from the palace. Has she overheard us?
On my way to prayer, I caught the sound of your words. I was just loosening the bolts, opening the doors, when a voice filled with sorrow, family sorrow, struck my ears, and I fell back, terrified, into my woman's arms, and everything went black. Tell me, the news, again, whatever it is. Sorrow and I are hardly strangers. I can bear the worst.
My noble queen, we were there. With our own eyes we saw it all, and we will tell you everything. We will not comfort you or shield you from the truth. We followed Creon beyond the 7th gate to a plain above the hill. There he found the body, Polynices' body, what remained of it. Dogs had torn and shredded it. First, Creon prayed. Then he begged the angry gods for mercy. Then he took the flesh and bone and washed it, surrounded it with fresh cut branches, and then burned it all. At last, with his own hands, he took our native soil and then buried the smoldering ashes in a high mound of earth. Then he turned away and quickly walked toward the mountain cave where Antigone, imprisoned, was waiting to mate with death.
As Creon drew near that unholy place, he heard a mournful voice from deep within the cave, an echo of never-ending grief, a voice calling out in anguish. Creon cried, "That's Hemon's voice, my son's own voice. I can see the future. Are my fears real? Is this the darkest path that I'll ever walk? Or do the gods play with my life as if it were a toy? Run! Tell the guards to tear away the stones, then look inside and tell me that is not my Hemon's voice." The stones were lifted, and he looked deep into the darkness. There he saw Antigone hanging in the air, a noose of linen from her dress tied around her neck. Hemon was embracing her, his arms around her waist, and he was calling to her, though she could not hear him. Her spirit walked among the dead. Hemon cursed his father, pleaded for the rights of marriage. That now would never be.
Creon made his way into the cave and fell, groaning to his knees, a wounded animal crying out in pain. "Son, my son, what are you doing? Have you gone mad? Come from this place. There is nothing here for you but death." Hemon turned on him and stared, an unforgiving hatred in his eyes. Then, without a word, Hemon spat in Creon's face, then drew his sword and then lunged at him. Creon moved quickly to escape. Hemon stopped and turned away. He slowly put the handle of the two-edged sword against the ground, the point against his side. And then, without a word, he leaned it into his body and drove it deep. With his last strength, he embraced Antigone, whispering words to her I could not hear. And then, there were no words.
They cut Antigone down and placed her on that bed of stone, with Hemon next to her, corpse embracing corpse. A marriage rite at last in the sanctuary of the dead. This is a lesson to us all. Reckless pride will bring a man to ruin.
The queen is gone without a word. What do you think this means?
She will not put her sorrow on display. She will mourn with dignity inside the house.
I am not sure. There are times when frenzied wailings are less ominous than silence.
You're right. We will follow her. Her heart is deep in pain. There may be dangers that her silence cannot tame.
Here at last is Creon, the king himself, and with him a silent monument to his crime.
So senseless, so stupid. My crimes, my stubborn, deadly. Here you see father and son, slayer and slain. The fault is mine. My son, so young, so young. The fault is mine, my son.
You have seen the truth, but not in time. You speak of wisdom, but it is too late.
The gods make me suffer. They twist my joy to pain. They force me down a crooked road of madness and despair.
My lord, your present pain is not half done. 2 sorrows will soon multiply your grief.
There can be no greater sorrow.
There is no end to grief. My mistress, the queen, true mother of your son, is dead.
No. Why me? Why are you choking me? Can you, gods, drive me any further into darkness? I was dead, and now I die a second time. Is there more pain for me? Tell me, is it all true?
Look, see for yourself.
No, another. A second loss to break the heart. I just held my son in my arms, and now, look, a new corpse rises before my eyes. Wretched, helpless mother. How did she die? Speak. Tell me. How?
She took a 2-edged knife and stood and prayed before an altar. A darkness fell across her eyes. She blessed the memory of her son Hemon, now dead. She placed the point here, below her heart, and drove the blade up to the hilt.
I am the cause. I took her life as if I held the knife.
With her dying breath, she cursed the evil that deprived her of her son and the evildoer.
The fault is all mine, can never be fixed on another man. No escape for me, I killed you. God help me, I admit it all.
She cursed you, my lord. She cursed you for the death of her son.
Death, come, that best of fates for me, that brings my final day. Blind me the light, deliver me to darkness, a night that has no end.
Pray no more for death, Creon. It is decreed that man will suffer, that there is no escape.
Relentless pride, my blindness was deep. My wife, my son, sorrow wherever I look. I have no strength. Please, lead me away. My destiny is pain.
What
We have shown you here is a man, through pain, grown wise. His doom was deep as his pride was high, his punishment as hard as sin. The gods will break your will until you act with wisdom.